Alright folks, welcome back. We're hopping straight into the game. It's a brand new best of 3 here for the BTSL. Sponsored, powered by Twitch. And of course our good friends at Matchrain are helping us pump up that prize pool just a bit. Make sure to mosey on over the page and use the code BTSL3. You can add $1 to the prize pool. Won't cost you a thing. You won't have to enter in any payment information. And whoa, someone just donated like a good chunk just now, actually. That jumped up as I was reading it. Krugerson threw 16 bucks into the prize pool. Hey man, that's really appreciated. I'm sure the players will love it. Thank you kindly. But anyways, getting into game. Spawning here in the bottom right. We just saw him win a PvP. Let's see how he does in the PvT. It's Billowy.
In the top left.
Or is he?
As the Red Terran, he is GuMiho.
Yeah, it's gone for a 1 ranks proxy. This is kind of a neat Reaper. I like it because of the potential it has, but unfortunately this can also flop pretty hard. The timing, the favoritism, in the perfect world, this will get 4 probes. And maybe a couple more if the player's really bad, but Billowy's not really bad. Once he realizes what's up, we may even see him force out a Zealot real quick like. But generally speaking, I think with even decent probe micro, you can buy that time for the mothership core to pop.
Well, GuMiho...
Oh, there's no pylons actually back here. He put them all at the front.
Yeah, GuMiho scouts the lack of a Nexus. The timing does tell him that it was not a gateway expand, it was an X-core expand. So that adept, the mothership core, would pop out a little bit sooner. But the lack of pylons, which is about to scout here, and the Reaper just goes up the ramp, by the way, it didn't actually go up the edge, is going to be so abusive. I think Billowy actually gets really screwed over here by his aggressive pylon placements. Well, that Reaper's just a little bit too soon to be a regular one.
I'm more worried about this bunker than anything else. As I said, when a Reaper's proxy like this, I think 4 probe kills are acceptable. If you didn't deal with that SCV, though, and the bunker finished, yeah, it might get cleaned up, but it would cost him a lot more than 4 probes. So, GuMiho actually ends up falling with a second Reaper. He's so satisfied, but he misses that first one. Goes down to the mothership core, and now there's not a lot of potential left for this one to do much.
That's pretty disappointing that 1 Reaper died. 2 Reapers, even for a second-year probe line, would have gotten a lot more.
Oh. Of course, he leaves the bunker up for a bit. It's a distraction, a bit of scouting. Kind of comes with the Reaper. That was really cheeky, actually. The way he did
why
that.
not? That's a little bit brave too. I don't think he saw the mothership core leave. Maybe he did. But okay, well, he sees a bunch of pylons being placed in his main base, so now he knows mothership core is out and about. And Billowy gets some good scouting as well. So he'll about Cloak Banshee.
Tell you what, Summergrove, this is one way to possibly shut down that Cloak Banshee. Kill
I love that
the
he
tech
doesn't...
lab with the overcharge.
He doesn't triangle pylon his own base, but he triangle pylons his like opponent's base.
Right, yeah, like this. These pylons should have been like this in his own mineral lines, but okay, he's not getting the Cyclone, but he focus fires down the SCVs that are trying to repair it. He will cut out Cloak. Banshees are pretty strong, but Cloak is what makes them ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, killing Cloak, he doesn't actually get too much done with the overcharge, as a lot of that was spent on the Cyclone, and that was being repaired, but that's lost mining time and 6 SCVs.
Yeah, I actually wish there was a shift repair tab or something, right? I've always been curious like how much money Terran players actually spend repairing, because it is a percentage of the cost of the unit, so ultimately it's not much, but it is still like, how much did you lose on top of lost mining to keep that unit alive?
Isn't there shift repair?
What?
I don't maybe I misunderstood what you said.
Like, so I meant like a window I could pull up that would show you like shift R and shit like that. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. I understand the confusion.
Gotcha. Okay, well the Banshee still comes in here because there's still no pylon on the back.
4 kills not bad, but I'm more interested in the 2 Cyclones at the front because that Banshee, you know what? That might not kill 4 Stalkers, but it'll soften them up, and 2 Cyclones can kill 3.5 Stalkers.
Or a couple of probes. Unfortunately, targets a Nexus for a little bit there. Now focusing on the Stalkers. He's gonna have to focus on top of the Cyclones. A lot of damage going on in a lot of different places. Billowy is kind of being torn apart. That was quite fortunate to get that, but there's still no pylon on the back, and this Liberator was actually a really great idea, specifically because of that. I mean, Stalkers can get under here, but it's more lost mining time and no easy answer.
I'll tell you what, they're scared to get under there, though. He's actually got to rely on these new ones because who knows, the Cyclones might come back. He doesn't actually know they're fully retreated to repair.
Huh. I thought he could actually get behind the Liberator zone. Well, it doesn't lose the Stalker anyway, so it doesn't matter. But that's still a lot more lost mining time. 9 probes in total does even things up a little bit as his orbital is finally on the way for his natural. I mean, GuMiho was one base for a long time. Kind of swing over a lot of SCVs right now, but I think maybe they even each other out. Hard to say.
Well, hey, big thank yous to Valen Chen for the 31-month resub. Kyrgyzstan, who just threw some bucks towards Matcherino. Give him a double round of applause because he just hit us up for 37 months more. And then last but not least, Alice, just now with 28, says, "Hoi, hoi, hoi, fond memories." Yeah, for maybe you. I get haunted by that thing every time we go to an event. Someone's so proud to come up to me with my shirt. Rifkin, do you notice what I'm wearing? No. I didn't see my big stupid face on that beautiful woman's body on a very colorful t-shirt that you're throwing in my face.
We should have made like a Hawaiian print shirt for that one.
Get one of those ones, yeah, the full print shirt, like there's no cutoff. But anyways, that was a good attempt at a Billowy. I kind of like the idea, but GuMiho was not just prepared in terms of tank and 2 Cyclones, the bunker. Like, it was everything he wanted to make sure that wouldn't go too badly.
Yeah.
He could chase this, but the Cyclones man across the map, I guess, looking for the Stalkers. A little bit of greed means there's no way to deal with that Warp Prism.
Yeah. Yeah. 4 Stalkers isn't too scary, especially with him preparing the tank and then the main base as well, but there is no way to deal with the Warp Prism right now. No Wood on Mine, no Viking, and well, that's going to maybe come back and haunt him later, because he's getting set up for a push. Finds the Stalkers, job well done.
Yeah, the high ground brush there got him 2 kills, actually. That's really nice.
Yep. I think GuMiho meant to take the rest of his army. It's weird. Okay, so all of his army is now coming forward. I mean, the army is not too big for either player here, so GuMiho would be much better off if he took his entire army. But he has Stim, Medivacs. I thought he had 2 tanks. So I was wrong. I guess he just left one at home. Yeah, he left one in the main base. I'm thinking that's a mistake, actually. This is all types of weird, man. Like, why would you push
for like 4 units? Exactly.
Yeah, this was really weird. He also went to the position. I wasn't expecting him to go in this position, although he was on the right side the entire time. But usually the most common push with tanks is off to the 3rd base behind those rocks. Very weird. I guess just maybe hoping to catch Billowy before his production, but actually Billowy was pretty safe with his production, and this 3rd base is a little bit later. Grand scheme of things in terms of like PVT later. So Billy was perfectly fine. Yeah, I don't know. GuMiho is in a bit of trouble now. It does slap down his 3rd base. Well, I guess it's almost done, actually. So it's been going for a while. And his combat shields are finishing up.
He slapped at the base.
Shit, I don't understand the reference.
He slapped at the base.
And it's too late to ask.
It's too late to apologize.
I hate that song, man. I hate a lot of Justin Timberlake songs. Ooh.
It's gonna be me.
No, I love that one. That's not Justin Timberlake. That's actually.
Double drops hitting the main. It's gonna be really nice if it catches the Robo, but he goes past it for the gateways. Not a bad alternative. 2 Cyclones are also a lot of potential for damage. It's really cool to me how much GuMiho's been able to use these Cyclones to good extents this game. Like 8 kills between them before they do finally go down. Other side of the map, though, we're looking at that drop, and looks like a couple of Adepts and an Overcharge should be able to hold this down. And of course, the Stalkers will focus on the Medivacs. GuMiho will lose this drop, but has done some interesting damage with this.
Well, it's pretty good. Gets the pylon, lack of production for Billowy, 14 probes in total to go down, and GuMiho's macro, okay, it slipped. He's banking about 900 minerals. Should have had more production a little bit sooner, but it's coming along.
That's why I think I classify that as interesting damage to me, because it looks really good at a glance, but not like he had a great home life to go back to. And I know that sounds really sad, but you know, when you don't have upgrades as Terran, that's how you feel.
He is going to be behind eventually, but luckily his +1 is about to finish up here. A little bit too aggressive in the middle of the map, though. Like, he actually just... It's a matter of, like, 30 seconds here between you able to use his bank, getting medevacs, and being overwhelmed by Billowy. Still has a standing army, but I didn't realize there's 2 tanks. He did go back home, I suppose. Alright, he must have made another one. And then the one from the main base, helping to defend. Nice. That would help a lot versus the mostly Blink Stalker army that Billowy has.
Wait, it's possible to make more than 1 tank?
I know. It's possible to have more than 2 tanks, was my point. Isn't that crazy?
Well, I mean, I can't believe 3 if I can't believe 2. We gotta take baby steps here. Next thing you'll tell me is the Earth is round.
No, that's crazy. He's gonna sacrifice his 3rd base. He saves the SCVs though, which is an interesting decision. Usually you see the Terrans where you can clear that.
One of mine almost got a really sick hit on the probes coming back, but this little hit squad, I don't know, like, you lost the 3rd, 100%. You're not gonna kill your opponent's Nexus. Are you really satisfied with this damage?
Billowy, I was gonna say, Billowy might overcommit thinking like, oh, I got him on the ropes, and he might have. I mean, his Mars are really sim. There's 3 immortals.
The tanks hardly get touched in this fight, and I think that's worth noting for sure.
Plus, the Adepts died so quickly. The Adept trade almost looked like it didn't happen. So they're so even in an army, and the upgrades are about to finish up for GuMiho once again.
It's almost like the Adepts were missing, I want to say about 10 health from what we're used to
I think
seeing.
they would have gotten slaughtered with the 10 health too. They went down pretty quickly.
Yeah. Actually, what I thought was really cool about that engagement spot was GuMiho has been using Widow Mines rather consistently this game. Not massing them by any means, but you get 1 good Widow Mine hit, a couple of those tanks go off, and suddenly these units, they're in the red. So fast attacking units like Marines, Marauders, quick executions. I'd like to actually go back to that fight and watch it in like slow-mo maybe if it was possible, but it's not.
Did he eventually lose his running SCVs? He saved them.
He did save them, I believe, actually, coming home.
49 seems about right.
He's got a lot of workers killed, but that was, I think, from elsewhere. Oh, no. Well, you know what? This is not going to matter, though, because... oh, Lord.
Oh, they gotta run away again. The command center I don't think is going to be able to live now. It's going to way too fast. Like, that's 1 orbital. Saving the SCVs with 2 mules, and that's still pretty decent production.
Not 2 mules, though, right? Like, that's the main...
With there's 2 orbitals, there's 2 mules, and now he's down to 1 orbital, which is 1 mule.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Anyways, this is gonna turn into a bit of a base trade. GuMiho is relying so heavily on those tanks being protected by the bio. They do end up, I guess, taking out a couple of units over here, but they are focused down.
Ace 1, Ace 2 it up. Feel free to spam, guys, because what's interesting is this is a big if GuMiho finishes that 2-2. With the way Medevacs and Marauders work, he might actually be able to pull out a victory this game. He's certainly going to have an easier time killing buildings, that's for certain.
The armor should not be able to finish. Billowy should be on top of that. It's right in the natural, after all. Ends up focus firing the orbital, which is not going to die. It's actually not even burning. And the engineering base still not being focus fired.
He catches the probes that were running away to try and be that salvation, right? Build a pylon here and there. There's more probes coming, but he sees this. I don't know how much he can really kill with this medevac, but catching any is still good.
Not salvation. Yeah. It was a nice job for Billowy to get like a protection squad of Adepts for those probes, because it is turning into a real base trade, and he knows he didn't kill the orbital. Unfortunately, he did miss out on killing the +2 weapons, so it is still an upgrade lead for GuMiho. GuMiho cannot rebuild a command center. That one alive.
One of the really big concerns here as well is that while GuMiho has better upgrades, and some of these units are going to be fantastic, I think too much of that army supplies and medevacs. 11 Marauders, 11 Marines, which won't even all be fighting together because of down here. Like, it's actually going to be very tough to take a straight-on army fight. So trading out base for base like this, I mean, there are probes in Billowy could start a Nexus or maybe several pylons, but at the rate this is going, he's going to lose all these buildings for certain.
He should realize that an army fight would go in his favor, but then leaving a Nexus alone would be very questionable. He can really only afford a Nexus and not even an assimilator after that. Orbital is found, so no chance of recovery from GuMiho, which kind of sucks. Like, even if you get 2 more Marauders, that could be great, or 4 more Marines, 4 more at the back of anything, basically. Would have been great, but now he's just wasting supply blocks anyways. That's bad news for GuMiho to see that message. He's gotta go try and find it and snipe it.
He has to, especially because of Billowy. It might take 5 minutes. It might take 15. If Billowy at any point gets out a Dark Templar, GuMiho has no way to detect it.
That's a good point. That should be what Billowy does. I mean, he knows there's no orbital commands. He just got this message. Now our orbital base is being revealed, and in like 30 seconds, I think he's going to realize that there is no rebuilding for GuMiho, and really just know for certain he could probably win this game. Should win this game. I mean, I don't even think, like, if GuMiho like dropped on top of the army and focus fired, I don't even think that would work.
Yeah, as you say, his only option is to snipe that Nexus, right? That's literally it. So what would be kind of cool to see him do, I'm not sure if he would, right? Take those barracks that are floating, land them kind of like big-ass force fields to block out some of the army, and then unload on the other side of that.
Time warp actually being useful. I just didn't into that. Okay, that sucks. One more outer loss for it. Yeah, I kind of see what you're talking about. It's really hard, of course, because barracks won't land if something's in the way, like unlike force fields, to just push you away.
But even then, like, just floating them above the army, having the chance that an A move accidentally clicks the barracks, things like this, I think, could be actually very influential to the outcome of this game.
Even more so, he needs to scout that this is in fact the last building. Since Billowy has remade it, he's no longer been revealed. There could be like a gas guy you can't check for.
That's a good point. Well, I think that might be part of why he decided to take the army fight instead of trying to go YOLO, but doesn't lose the big medevacs. He is going to find his opponent unguarded, though, as he boosts back over. Overcharge is not available because he used time warps, but there's no way.
Yeah, he couldn't even kill the Nexus. There's still no balance, too. GG.
All right, not a bad game one, gotta say.
Very, very interesting game one, starting off with that proxy Reaper.
I gotta be honest, I kind of forgot that that's how that game started. All right, folks. Well, we're gonna get into game two here in a moment. Just kind of a chill night. I'm sorry for me being a little bit. I feel slow. I don't know how to describe that better. I didn't do a lot of drugs, but I did drink a little bit.
What?
That sounds bad. I didn't do any drugs.
Preface with that.
Excuse me. I didn't do any drugs. Like I didn't, like I didn't smoke anything tonight. I didn't do anything like that. But I did drink a bit.
A lot of drugs. I just had a little bit of cocaine.
Yeah, exactly. Right? But the thing is, like when I drink, I sober up pretty quick, and I'm definitely in sober territory. But I feel like my brain is lagging a little bit. I don't know how to describe that.
No, it makes sense. I mean, usually you're sleeping it off by now. Well, getting a good night's sleep, I guess. Better way to put it.
Well, air quotes there. Good night's sleep. Okay, well, do we know map number 2 just yet?
Yes. You were the last to be invited.
No, I wasn't even invited. I had to join. Feels bad, man.
I am inviting you every time I say I invited you. So
I'm not getting
either you literally join as soon as I hit the button, or StarCraft just hates you.
There's a real possibility. It is the latter.
I guess I'm gonna make another video to prove that I'm not crazy.
I feel like at some point, though, even if you have 5 to 500 videos proving that you're not crazy, the fact that you've made videos to prove that you're not crazy enables some of that crazy. Like you'd have to be crazy to make this many videos about not being crazy.
If someone has just like put like 1 billion cameras in the woods, right? Oh, well, GuMiho's proxying again. And like finally found Bigfoot after 10 years. You wouldn't be crazy. You wouldn't be crazy anymore. You'd be validated.
That's a pretty big if. All right, well, folks, spawning here in the bottom left, kind of like Bigfoot in the woods, hoping to go unseen. It's going to be the red Terran, GuMiho. Down 1 game at the moment.
I mean, so far he's been successful.
So far, Bigfoot hasn't been found out.
In the bottom right is the blue Protoss. It is Billowy.
Billowy's the guy who's got Ranger Joe on his speed dial ready to call him like, I found him.
I keep thinking about the Futurama episode.
It's like,
that's like literally where I got the camera idea from.
Yeah. Because rich people aren't bothered with things like Bigfoot.
Yeah, because, well, people who are into Bigfoot aren't rich. Okay, so...
You
Waffentraditioner. Shut
The Raft Frudner.
EUV Aftrudner. Give the 35-month resub. Why are you sad about being sub for 3 years? You should be happy and glorious. You have a long-standing relationship, and we should talk about kids soon.
Because 3 years we've not been able to say his name correctly. I'd be sad too. Someone kept calling me Grom.
Oh. Apparently he got... Oh, that must have happened to the other guy. Apparently Twitch tells him it's 4 months, but we see the correct month count.
I see 35 months.
Yeah. Well, anyways. Billowy did the same thing, and that might have been why GuMiho did the proxy racks again. Not because the last one did so much damage and the follow-up was so great. He didn't do amazing damage, and he messed up on the macro front, but because he saw his opponent just had the really weird pylon positioning, and he really thinks he can take advantage of that, which he's not wrong about, especially if Billowy was to gateway expand as opposed to 7x core expand.
Ooh, that got 3 probes. Looking for number 4.
He wants it. But now he should just buy time for his other Reaper friend.
Yeah, so I think one of the big mistakes from GuMiho last time was he was dancing a little bit too much and thus lost the Reaper. The power of 2 Reapers is actually pretty big compared to the power of 1.
This is harsh, actually. Like, Billy wasn't preparing on building, I think, the units that he's...
Oh, God.
Well, of course you get the Mothership Core and the Warp Gate, but... unfortunately, that Stalker is a little bit late, so he doesn't get too many probes. He does well, 5 is actually pretty good, but he does save the second Reaper, and once again we have the the Pylon, but the Cyclone's here to take care of it, so Billy's not going to get the damage.
Oh my god.
I like GuMiho's like follow up this game. What?
I have to
Did you find Bigfoot? Oh, okay. You go do you. Follow a unit at least.
I'm gonna put my camera on yours.
Okay. Ready?
Okay. The camera's tilted. You guys are gonna have to deal with it.
I tried. Alright, so Militia Corps still gonna get in here. I mean, the pylon, the probe that on the pylon still scouted that it wasn't like a fast cloak, right? But there was potential that he saw it coming along with the Militia Corps. I mean, seeing the starport kind of close to that tech lab is like a little suspicious, but it looks like it is just going to be for that barracks. And Billy would actually like to get a confirmation about that. Gonna dip in, sees his stim started, and is going to be able to recall out, so not too shabby right there. Unfortunately, this means that he just straight up took damage from that Proxy Reaper. Again, like differences of the last game was that more probes died. Second Reaper lived. Actually, I don't remember if that was the case last game or not. But more importantly, GuMiho had a better follow-up, right? He went from for a factory expand, which allowed him to get the Cyclone to stop the pylon aggression, as well as have a decently timed command center, which last game he definitely didn't. And he also messed up with his macro last game too, which I think he's planning on not doing this game. That's what you always plan, hopefully. The point is, like, he should be doing pretty well. And Billowy, well, he did get a scout. He knows how long he has until he really has to worry about being attacked. Still has got to be in an uncomfortable place. It's just like if nothing else, that's what proxying does to your opponent. Unless they shut it down super hard, is it puts them very uncomfortable. It changes up their build, it changes up their play style, and they kind of have to react to it even minutes later.
What kind of uncomfortable do you think that is, Hungry? We think that's like you're on the plane uncomfortable. It's an awkward situation uncomfortable. What kind of uncomfortable?
It's like the boogeyman behind the door uncomfortable.
Ooh.
Like you're home alone at night and it's like 1 in the morning and you hear a sound.
That is some spooky shit.
Remember, I do realize that a lot of people get very uncomfortable in planes, and certainly I've been uncomfortable in planes. That's not the first thing I would have gone to.
Well, I'm trying to think, like, what makes me physically uncomfortable the most? And it's like sitting on a bus or a plane, right?
Yeah. Man. I usually book my own tickets, right? So I always prioritize the aisle seat. And it makes the trip so much better for me. So much better. But a couple times I got in the window seat, and I've just been, like, hating life.
I've had an issue where every time I book a window seat, I never get sleepy enough. But every time I book an aisle seat, I always get really sleepy and wish I had the window. It's like a bad case of the, like, wanting what you don't have.
Wow, that sucks. I just realized I'm probably going to get, like, a middle seat. Because I'm taking the standby tickets to Austin. Feels bad.
It's okay, you have some creepy dude butt up against you. It'll be worth it.
I haven't had that yet. I did have a guy that was overly aggressive with his armrest, and I got... Okay, if you get the middle seat, you got the worst seat, all right? So you get
the
both
armrests.
armrests.
Yeah, everyone knows that.
It's a rule.
That's not that. You're not crazy. Everyone knows that. That's how that works.
Thank you. I didn't need to make a video about that. You know. Anyways, so this is what the attack was supposed to look like last game, but this time he actually has more than like 5 Marines with the army, and he's also just using the rest of the army to attack in the main base. This is really kind of weird to have one tank in the main drop, but it looks like it's kind of working. So more power to him, I suppose. I mean, it's working because Billowy can't respond, but I don't think the tank itself is actually working. Okay, just leaves and gonna jump up with the main army later, I guess. Ah, the tank died at the front base. The Marines take out the front pylons, and he still has a tank. No, not gonna bring it forward? Alright then. Wow, that Liberator got like 6 kills. Really? Damn.
That's impressive.
That is, especially since I thought it was responded to so quickly. But Billowy is trying to fit into a third base here. Fit into a pair of jeans, I suppose. But it's only like really just started. GuMiho's just started as well, but GuMiho's still the one with more presence on the map and a larger army. So it's like really, I think, unlikely that Billowy's going to be able to saturate that base. He's trying to get up to Colossus, which gives him one very vulnerable, powerful unit that GuMiho might be able to sim upon. There are a couple of force fields, but, you know, if GuMiho just goes to the third base, that's not enough force fields to save him out in the open. Oh, so much for that. So much for that idea! Yeah, it's good. GG. And that's gonna tie up the series 1-1.
Yeah. I'm totally being useful. I'm so sorry. I thought this would take a matter of seconds, but this is going to be worth the payoff. We're going to go commercial break. When we're back, we'll have that game set up and my memes will be made public. We'll see you soon. Hey guys, we're back. If you didn't see my Twitter, you should go to my Twitter. But we got about 1,700 people tuning in. I'm glad to have you all joining us here at 4:15 a.m. on April 23rd. You crazy sons of guns. We're gonna be hopping.
Sunday morning. It's God's day. What are you doing? Are we getting ready for church?
Here's the real question. Is today the start of the week?
Man, it's so funny. I feel like it's like whatever that word is for when you hear about something and then immediately after you hear about it, you know? You know what I mean? Jelly bean? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
You know what I'm talking about.
I think it's adorable you called me Jelly Bean. All
Okay,
right,
buddy.
we're getting into game number 3. Things are tied up 1-1 in the top right. He is playing for Storm Gaming, and he's keeping his units at home. It's GuMiho.
The bottom left has the red Protoss. He is Billowy, and he's tired of being cheesed. He's gonna scout.
I love Marcos, by the way, is probably the first one to either enjoy my memes or call me on my shit. And he's like, and he had the stutter in the tweet, by the way. Did you just left the cast to make this? I just thought it was important that the world knows what that image is. People are speculating co-op commanders, Phoenix this, Phoenix that. Nobody really knows what it was, but I needed to show everybody.
If it is Phoenix, I really hope he has like an existential crisis as some of his voice lines.
Actually, did you see my... I put a prediction out for that earlier on Twitter. Did you catch that or no?
What did you guess? Tassadar or something?
I think it's Talendar for the campaign,
oh,
which is the repurposed Phoenix like clone thing, robot, whatever. But the point is, like, this is too well timed out. Nate's announcing like a new co-op commander. It's this cryptic picture of Phoenix's quote-unquote death. They put the Purifier homeworld as their banner. I think there's too many signs pointing to Talendar. Plus, and this didn't occur to me after, I would have hoped for a new Terran commander, but they actually just released Stukov most recently. Stukov is like a mix of Terran and Zerg, so it would actually make sense that the next one be Protoss. So I think there's just too many things, too many signs pointing to Talendar.
How disappointed would you be if it was Selendis? That's the annoying chick, right?
It would depend, actually. If this was Selendis the Zealot, I would be very disappointed. If this was Selendis the carrier, I would be hyped.
Okay, that's fair. God forbid it's the really annoying what was she called? Oh, not a matriarch. She was like the historian or whatever.
Oh, Rohana.
Yeah, Rohana. There you go.
I hated Rohana.
That would be the worst. Yeah, actually, I didn't mind. I wouldn't mind like a carrier person, but I think someone already has carriers, so they're kind of like filling the gaps everywhere else, right? Like no one has. No. What Protoss units are missing? There's something else to talk about. I'm gonna continue wondering about this. What Protoss units are missing? I know some are.
No, actually, I don't know that any are. Stalkers, maybe.
No, Stalkers or Vorzin.
Then none.
That's where I went to as well. I could have sworn there was something that was missing.
There's Terran units that are missing. There is no Reaver, for example. There are no Widow Mines.
Can't wait to see who gets that.
And
why.
No, Swan has Hellions because they turn into Hellbats. Yeah, that's about it, really. Air units are aside.
Well, anyways.
I would love for them to make a commander, by the way, because there are units in the game. Like, I was kind of hoping that if they come out with Daka, for example, you'd have like Primal Zerg variations. Because, like, okay, it's a Roach. We've seen a Roach a million times, but now it's a Primal Roach, so it does like the slow attack plus whatever.
Yeah, that's probably where to go to after, if I had to guess.
That might be now because I'm so full of good ideas. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, well, if it is the Phoenix Talendar or whatever, whichever way we want to call it, but I really hope that he continues his existential crisis. I don't know any other way to put it. Like, he's a robot that has memories.
He was only having the crisis though before he kind of gave himself a new identity. He's like, I don't know who I am now. I'm Talendar, right?
You don't just get over that. Yeah, you gotta still be like, a little concerned.
Well, things finally cooking up, and it gets a little bit spicy in the base of Billowy. The Widowmine's gonna chase off all the probes. I mean, as we can see, there's an observer out. If GuMiho's so good that he sees this.
It was a little close to being just over the Widowmine and getting the splash.
Yeah.
This is on top of things, though. He's got this. So 4 probes die. This is not a very committed attack, though, from GuMiho, and of course it lived, too. So like it's actually perfectly fine that it's only did so much damage. Observer sees the follow-up, which is tanks. It's like an important thing to scout as a follow-up, as opposed to just directly in a barracks. So I find actually very interesting to be on Proxima. I would say on Proxima, it's more likely to be right over onto barracks in a 3rd CC, as tank pushes aren't really the highlight of this map most of the time.
His Liberator is missing a lot of shots into the.
Whoa! This pylon! Huh.
Wow, that was a really important pylon. That was one pylon that powered many different buildings. Maybe that's why they call it Nartosis pylon. Not because he messed up, made his own silly pylon, but it is that important.
Oh my god. Oh, I think Zabaldon's onto something. Those numbers end with 10, and the Adept just got nerfed 10 health. Definitely a picture of Adept after the nerf.
Please retweet if you believe in Bigfoot.
I got this.
Please retweet if you believe in Bigfoot, guys. I believe.
I do not believe in Bigfoot. I believe in aliens. I do not believe in Bigfoot.
You believe in aliens, not Bigfoot. Interesting. What if Bigfoot was an alien?
I don't think Bigfoot as a creature may or may not ever exist or has existed, but I don't think that's just literally been like trolling people's cameras for the last 50 years.
But think about it. Alien technology would give them the ability to mask himself and mess with cameras.
And I want to make it I think what really
one
people,
lone alien stuck on a world where he can't be seen.
I think what people accuse people of being crazy to believe in aliens is that they believe that aliens have already entered our planet and have infiltrated our systems. That's not what
they have. That's why Trump's building a wall, isn't it?
Okay, gonna try and do pickup micro. And it's actually not too bad. Like Marines have some decent damage output even without him.
GuMiho, baby. For those who don't know, that
cool.
would not have juked out any of the Immortal shots, but it only works on the Stalkers, and that micro would not have been capable if that Immortal had been focused firing down the tanks. So it's a little bit on Billowy, but a lot on the cool factor for GuMiho. Because while this went on, he was dealing with the Warp Prism, he had Adepts in his base, he lost some SCVs, but he's done more damage than he should have been able to get away with this attack. In fact, those tanks are still going.
He should have won the game, man. Billowy not only lost his entire army, he was messing up really badly on his macro because he couldn't take a third base.
Whoa.
By the way, no one with adepts figured it out.
Thank you.
I knew.
Chat got it. No, chat got it. You didn't. Don't pretend. Don't pretend.
No, I knew that there was something because we've been in co-op and he made jokes about adept and I was like, does anyone have adept? So then I couldn't answer that question because I don't know shit about co-op.
They're too busy shooting up. All right, folks. We got to swap some things around here. We also got to get Terminator into the call. You guys might not know why, but we'll get into that once we get back. We have one of these semifinals already good to go pretty much. As the winner of this was meant to go fight alive. Topside's got Hero versus Keen or Hurricane. Sit tight, ladies and gentlemen. We got more StarCraft when we get back.